Class 9 Maths, Chapter 1 Number Systems, Exercise 1.5. Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. The first bit is 2 minus root 5. We know that the difference of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. So we conclude that 2 is rational now. Root 5 is irrational. Subtraction means difference. Difference of rational and irrational is always irrational. So the first bit is irrational number. Please write down. In the next question we have 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. This whole part is irrational. And this is again irrational. So we know that the difference of two irrational numbers can be rational or irrational. So when you subtract two irrational numbers, you may get rational or you may get irrational. Let us see here. When I open the bracket, what happens? 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. These two will minus root 23 plus root 23 will get cancelled. I am getting 3. 3 is a rational number. So we conclude that it is a rational number. Okay. The next bit is 2 root 7 by 7 root 7. Numerator is irrational. Denominator is also irrational. The ratio of two irrational numbers can be rational sometimes, or sometimes it can be irrational. So the statement says the ratio of two irrational numbers can be rational or irrational. Anything is possible. Now let us simplify this. 2 root 7 is irrational. 7 root 7 is also irrational. We can cancel root 7 and root 7. We are getting 2 by 7, which is in P by Q form. So the given number is rational. So what is the conclusion? It is a rational number. The next bit is 1 by root 2. Numerator is rational and denominator is irrational. So ratio of non-zero rational and an irrational is always irrational. So this is the statement: ratio of non-zero rational and irrational number is always irrational. Always remember, rational by irrational. This rational should not be equal to 0. It should be a non-zero rational. Rational by irrational is always irrational. So the given number 1 by root 2 is irrational. Even after rationalizing, even if you rationalize, root will remain. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. Root will not go. Okay. So even after rationalizing, it remains irrational only. So please remember, if the rational number is non-zero and when it is divided by irrational number, then you will always get irrational number. Two pi. 2 is rational. Pi is irrational. Product of non-zero rational and irrational is always irrational. So please write down: the product of a non-zero rational and an irrational is always irrational. 2 is rational, pi is irrational. Product of a rational and irrational, non-zero rational and irrational, always irrational. So 2 pi, the given number is irrational number. So number systems exercise 1.5, second problem, simplify. 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. Let us write the bit in the next page. यहाँ पर ये कोई algebraic formula में नहीं है. You can't apply a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square or a plus b into a minus b. It is not in this form. So you can't apply any algebraic formula. So in that case, you can just multiply and simplify. Let us start multiplication. 3 2s are 6. 3 into root 2, 3 root 2. Root 3 into 2, 2 root 3. Root 3 into root 2, root 6. Now, these two are different roots, different surds. This is root 2 and this is root 3. We can't simplify, we can't add, we can't subtract. They are different. Similarly, root 6 is also different. 6 is a rational number. This is a rational number, but all other are irrational numbers. Only similar surds can be added. See here, if it is like root 3 root 2 plus 5 root 2, you can add. You can write 8 root 2. But here, these are different. So we can't simplify. For example, this is root 6. If you have one more root 6, you can add 1 root 6 plus 3 root 6, 4 root 6. Similar terms can be added. Similar. These irrational numbers are called surds. If they are similar surds, then only we can add. Here all are different. So we can't further simplify. You need to leave the answer over here. Is that okay? This is your final answer. Let us go to the second bit. The next bit is 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. So let me write the next bit in the next page. 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. So if you remember the formula, it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. 3 is a. So a square means 3 square. Root 3 is b. B square means root 3 whole square. Square and root cancel. 3 3s are 9. 9 minus 3, 6 is the answer. Okay, you should recognize which formula. It is in which form. Okay, it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. Formula is a square minus b square. You can even do this problem directly without formula. I will show how it can be done. See, if you don't want to apply formula, simply multiply. 3 3s are 9. 3 into minus root 3 is minus 3 root 3. Root 3 into 3 plus 3 root 3. Root 3 into minus root 3 is plus, see here, plus into minus, minus root 3 into root 3 is root 3 square. This minus 3 root 3 plus root 3 root 3 will get cancelled. 9 minus square and root will get cancelled. You will get 6 as the answer. Okay, if you don't want to apply any formula, you can multiply and then simplify to get your answer, or else simply use this formula. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. In both the cases, you will get 6 as the answer. Next bit is 5 plus root 2 whole square. It is in the form of a plus b whole square, can be written as a square plus b square plus 2ab. A value is 5. So a square means 5 square. B value is root 2. So b square means root 2 square. 2ab. A is 5, b is root 2. 5 5s are 5 square, 25. Square and root will get cancelled. Here 2 5s are 10 root 2. These two are rational numbers. You can add them. 27 plus 10 root 2 is your final answer. If you don't want to apply the formula, you can even do this problem in this way. 5 plus root 2 whole square is nothing but 5 plus root 2 into 5 plus root 2. 5 5s are 25. 5 root 2s are 5 root 2. Root 2 5s are again 5 root 2. Root 2 into root 2. Root 2 square, 5 25. Square and root cancel, 2 will remain. 5 root 2 plus 5 root 2, you will get 10 root 2. You can add these two numbers, 27 plus 10 root 2. Even if you multiply, you will get 27 plus 10 root 2. But this is not preferred. You have to use the identity, algebraic identity, and get your answer. Hope you understood this problem. Now this is in the form of a minus b into a plus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. A value is root 5, so a square will be root 5 square. B value is root 2. B square will be root 2 square. Cancel square and root, you will get 5 minus 2, and the answer is 3. You can even do this problem by simple multiplication. Try that as homework. In the next question, he is saying that pi is ratio of circumference and diameter. Now see here, circumference of the circle by diameter. Circumference formula is 2 pi r. Diameter is twice of radius. 2 cancel, r cancel, we get pi. So it is correct to say that pi is ratio of circumference by diameter. This is absolutely right. Now the question is, pi is in the form of p by q. p by q, pi p by q form में है, तो pi irrational कैसा हुआ? How can you say that it is irrational when it is looking in p by q form? So the answer is either circumference or the diameter of the circle are irrational. So out of these two, one is irrational. Any one is irrational. Either circumference or diameter is irrational. We know that rational by irrational, we get always irrational. Got it? Or irrational by rational also, always irrational. Ratio of irrational and rational is irrational. So since circumference or diameter are irrational, either one is irrational. So pi is also irrational. We take approximate value of pi as 22 by 7. This is not exact value. Of course, 22 by 7 is p by q, but this is not the exact value of pi. This is approximately value of pi. So the conclusion is pi is irrational. The reason is either c, that is circumference, or diameter. Either out of these two, one is irrational. So ratio of irrational and rational is always irrational. That is the reason why pi is irrational. Without any doubt, pi is irrational. This 22 by 7 is approximate value of pi. It is not the exact value of pi. Next question is, represent 9.3 root on the number line. I will show you geometrically how to draw this in the next page. First of all, take a point A. Measure 9.3 and at B you will get this whole line length is 9.3. So you have taken a point A and measured exactly 9.3 using scale. At 9.3 you mark the point as B. Now take 1 centimeter extra. You mark it as C. Now you should find the midpoint of AC. आपको यहां पर AC का मिड पॉइंट मालूम करना है. The best way is to draw perpendicular bisector. So to draw perpendicular bisector, you should take a compass. Keep the needle of the compass over at A. This is, imagine this is compass. This is needle of the compass at A. And keep the pencil measuring more than half. Pencil might be here. AC का more than half distance लेना. AC का more than half distance, approximate distance लेना है. और 2 arcs draw करना है, above the line, below the line. So perpendicular bisector draw कर रहे हैं. फिर radius change नहीं करना है, more than half रखना है. needle C के पास रखना है, कंपास का needle C के पास रखना है. ये है कंपास का नीडल, ये है पेंसिल, मोर देन हाफ मेजर कर रहा है. प्रीवियस आर्क्स को कट करना है, प्रीवियस आर्क को कट करना है. परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर ड्रॉ करना है. दोनों ये पॉइंट्स को आप ज्वाइन कर सकते. यू विल गेट these arcs which are cutting each other at exactly midpoint of AC. ये आर्क्स कहाँ कट होंगे? मिड पॉइंट ऑफ AC के पास कट होंगे. This is not exactly midpoint. Let me identify the midpoint of AC. This, it can be over here. So one arc will be just above the midpoint, just below the midpoint. So this is the perpendicular bisector. This bisector makes AC into 2 equal halves. Let the point be O here. And now draw with radius OC. With radius OC, draw a semicircle. That means you have to keep the needle of the compass over here and pencil over C and draw one semicircle. The semicircle will be like this. Now, after drawing the semicircle, draw a perpendicular making 90 degrees from B onto the semicircle. This is a perpendicular drawn from B touching the semicircle at D. This is a perpendicular. Now you can notice that this BD is 9.8, 9.3. Extend this line. Keep the needle of the compass here. Pencil of the compass here. And try to draw an arc. Let this point be E. So BE is exactly 9.3 square root. BE is exactly 9.3. Please note that BD is not just 9.3, it is square root of 9.3. So on the number line you will get BE. BE is square root of 9.3. So we have located square root of 9.3 on the number line. So in the last question of the exercise 1.5, rationalize the denominator. First bit is 1 by root 7. Rationalizing factor is root 7. Multiply and divide with root 7. Numerator into numerator. 1 into root 7 is root 7. Root 7 into root 7 is root 7 whole square. Square and root will get cancelled. So the final answer is root 7 by 7. Let's go to the second bit. 1 by root 7 minus root 6. Rationalizing factor will be root 7 plus root 6. You have to take the opposite sign. You are having minus, so opposite sign would be plus. Multiply and divide numerator into numerator. Root 7 plus root 6 and denominator into denominator. Root 7 minus root 6 into root 7 plus root 6. It is in the form of a minus b into a plus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. So root 7 plus root 6 by a square minus b square. Square and root will get cancelled. 7 minus 6 is 1, so your final answer 7 minus 6, which is nothing but 1. No need to write 1 in the denominator, so final answer is root 7 plus root 6. Let's go to the next question. Third bit. 1 by root 5 plus root 2. Rationalize denominator. You should multiply with root 5 minus root 2. Root 5 minus root 2. Numerator into numerator. 1 into root 5 minus root 2 is root 5 minus root 2. Denominator into denominator. Root 5 plus root 2 into root 5 minus root 2 formula. A plus b into a minus b is equal to what? A square minus b square. Apply the formula. A square minus b square. Square root will get cancelled. 5 minus 2 will remain. 5 minus 2 is 3. This is the answer. Next and the last bit of the exercise. 1 by root 7 minus 2. What is the rationalizing factor? Root 7 plus 2. Numerator into numerator, you will get root 7 plus 2. Write down denominator into denominator. It is in the form of a minus b into a plus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. Write down a square minus b square. Square and root cancel. 2 square, 2 2s are 4. So the answer is root 7 plus 2. 7 minus 4 is 3. That's it.